This is something that I think I've talked about in a lot of my videos, and that is struggling. And I think that is because we all struggle, and I think it's part of the human experience, and I think it's part of how we grow as a person. And some of us do not want to struggle. We try to avoid it because it's hard. And some of us we think of ourselves as a victim. And when we think of ourselves as a victim, then all the struggling goes to waste. We don't learn anything from it. And what I realized in the failures or the things that I gave up on in my life is that I struggled, and I looked at the struggling as not a part of the process and not part of the learning experience and not part of me wanting to manifest something. I still have to struggle. And we think of manifesting something in our life, we think that it's just going to be like some smooth process, like whatever you're going to do, we're going to get the results that we want, and it's just going to come out perfectly as we manifest it. And it does not work like that. It does not work like that because we have to struggle to be that person at the end that we want to be. And so when we're manifesting, it's like the universe is giving us these struggles so that we can be that person. We're just learning in the process, and that is struggling. And I think we call it struggling, but really it's just learning. And for example, I was in therapy school and I was learning about Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung, and the books they gave us were like 600 pages, and it was overwhelming, and I struggled a lot. I could not really comprehend a lot of the stuff because it was just so overwhelming, and I struggled, and I gave up on it because it was just, I could not learn at the speed that I thought that I needed to. And I think there are two things in struggling that we can either use to our advantage. Is one, we struggle and it could be the wrong thing. And if you were struggling at something that is an area of our weakness and we're not getting better at it, then it's not going to serve us very well, because we're going to be struggling at something that we're never going to get good at. But let's say we struggle at something that is part of our strength, then we are going to get good at it very fast. And then that struggling doesn't seem to be a struggle as much because we're learning so quickly. And you have to understand is you still may not get the results or have those expectations, and they may not be met. But if you are creating, we are creators and manifesting in this world, the struggling in that area is going to be part of the process and is part of the manifestation regardless. We just don't know. We just manifest by the end results. So we don't know what the bridge of incidences is, what they call it, is the part in between now and your future self, whatever your future self looks like, which is already you're already there, but we have to get to that bridge of incidents, to that final result. And that we don't understand is what's in between. Well, in between is the learning, and learning is becoming that person. So for me, is if I wanted to be a motivational speaker, I can't just manifest myself on stage the next day, because I don't have the qualities, I don't have the skills to be able to do it. So I could sit there and manifest and be like, I want to be this person, but I have a long way to go. So it takes a lot of struggling, learning, and patience to develop these skills so I get good enough to become that person. And if you were like LeBron James and you wanted to be, and he wants a championship, well, he's not going to expect the championship tomorrow. He's going to expect it in years. It could take 5 years, it could take 10 years. But if he believes in himself and he expects it, then the struggling is it could be hard at times, but we have to understand is that if you believe in the result, then the struggling is just, it's part of the process. You know that you're going to have to go through that process in order to get the end result. And so I think that's the difference between people who go overcome the struggle and the people who don't. Because the people that don't, they just see the struggle and they give up. And the people that believe that they can be something more and they manifest themselves as something more, then they see the struggle as just obstacles that are there to give them the right skills. Maybe when LeBron was trying to get a championship and he loses, he wasn't good enough. He didn't practice enough. So maybe he realized he needed to go back and practice maybe 2 or 3 hours more a day. Maybe he needed to drop other things out of his life that weren't inconsistent with his success and his future. And so struggling is just a feedback from the universe that's telling us that, okay, this is not working, or you need to work on this area before you can become the person you want to become. Because when we're manifesting something, we are manifesting the future person that we are going to become. And I think that is a hardest concept for a lot of people to understand. I think that was the hardest concept for me to understand, because I would think that I would just manifest and the thing would come. And I have manifested things and they have came, and it was just natural because I was learning, and it was something that was exciting and fun at the moment, and it was just natural. So the things that I manifested in my mind, it came exactly as I wanted, but I did not get frustrated by the process. And if we get frustrated by the process of struggling, then we lower our vibration and we lose our frequency, and eventually we give up because we don't see the results and we keep expecting something to come. And it's not going to come in a year. Maybe it comes in 5 years. That's the thing. Maybe you're not ready in 2 years. So let's say you're manifesting whatever it is that you want to be, but it takes time. And in 2 years, you're just not ready. You're just not good enough yet. So the universe is still manifesting and working in the background to give you whatever that you want, but you just have to put in more work. You just have to get better first before the universe is going to give you what you need. Because right now, if you're a horrible actor and you want to be the best actor in the world, the universe isn't just going to give that to you. But if you put in all the work, then the universe somehow will set you up with the right person, will somehow get you the role of whatever of your dream. Things will happen in coercion, and we have to understand that it is the patience and the time, but enjoying the struggle. And I think that's part that is, I never did, and I just didn't understand that you can enjoy the struggle. And enjoying the struggle is just enjoying that I'm getting better. And I think if you're getting better at something, then you're just learning, and you're just becoming the person that you want to become. And if you're not getting better, then it's probably the wrong thing. So you're struggling in the wrong area. It's like LeBron playing basketball, and maybe instead he's trying to be a musician or something, so we're choosing the wrong area. And if you are in the right area, you're struggling, but you're getting better. And every week or whatever, you just see different parts of you, and you notice that you are getting better in those areas. And struggling is hard. I'm not going to say that it's easy, because a lot of us, we go through some hard times, and any dreams that we have, it is going to be hard. And whoever tells you that it's a piece of cake and you can just manifest in so easy, it's all BS. It's going to be rough road. It's going to be tough. And I had to make those conclusions in my head and be like, okay, like if this is what you really want in your life, are you willing to do what it takes to get that, to be that person? And I've gone through so many things, through addiction and depression, anxiety, and all this stuff, that I was like, I have one life to live. I don't want to waste any more of it. I've already wasted so much of it. I will do the rest, live the rest of my life struggling to be this, whatever I want to be, which is to be a motivational speaker. And so I said, people are going to tell me that you're not good enough. I'm not going to see results, but I don't really care, because I've gotten to the point where it doesn't matter to me. So I think you struggle, whatever, it's just going to be part of the process. You're going to learn so much, and in the end, you're going to look back and you're going to enjoy every bit of it. And I think that anything that I did in life that I struggled to maintain, something that I became successful at, or I worked really hard at, just even like my body, just the amount of effort and work I put into it, it's something that when I take my shirt off, I feel confident, because it's like I put in so much work in this, and this is something that it's something that is within me that brings me joy. So imagine whatever you want to do in life, all those struggles, you will look back and you will be like, I am grateful for them, because they taught me so much about myself. They gave me so much to look back and be like, you know how many people quit when I was going through all this stuff? It's something that 99% of people are going to do. They're going to quit. But are you going to be the 1% that's going to say, no, I'm not going to quit? And I think part of the process is I went through, I thought I wanted to be a personal trainer. I thought I wanted to be this big business owner. I thought I wanted to be this actor. I thought I wanted to be a rapper. And so I thought I wanted to be all these different things. And so part of the struggling is understanding what you are good at and what you actually really want to be, and what you really want, what really drives you and really gives you inspiration. Because when things don't go your way, when you don't get the results, you don't get the whatever, like nothing is seeming to go right, you have to keep going. And that has to be something that is within you, and something that brings you joy regardless. So like for me, is like I make these videos, I don't care how many likes I get. It's past that point. I said this in other videos. It's like in the beginning I was very depressed, because I thought like, oh, I was gonna get, it was gonna be like a slowly get likes and all this. I'm past that. I don't give a shit. Like, it doesn't matter to me, because I will do this for the next 5 years, and if nothing happens, then I could say I tried, I did the best I could. It doesn't. People have already laughed. How many times they end up they laugh at you, and then they give up, because they see you keep going, and they're like, oh shit, this guy's gonna keep going. So don't let other people try to put you down or knock your dreams off. And like I said, struggle is learning. It's necessary to get to a higher vibration, and it shows us what we need to avoid, and it builds character, confidence, and happiness. I think without struggling, there is no happiness. How do you have joy without sadness? And I think the struggle and the grind and the constant picking yourself up is part of when you get to that success. It gives you that happiness, because it takes so much to go through obstacles and build character. So you're building character, you're building confidence, you're building all these skills through the struggle, and you may not even know it. So I like to do a lot of videos on that, because I think that it's just, we don't have enough role models that talk about this. And I never had a role model that told me, hey, it's okay, like you'll do it, you'll get it. you know, like my mom used to tell me, but my father always told me that anytime I failed, because I was a failure. So I always was brought up thinking that I was a failure. And the thing is no, he was a failure because he didn't do what he wanted to do. And then he blamed and projected his misfortunes and all his negativity out on me. So don't let the struggle get you down, because it does not mean that you're on the wrong path. It may mean that you're just learning and you're just building the skills necessary to be who you want to be. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hit subscribe.